Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Into the Light Divination. So, today's video is going to be a quarterly tarot reading for all signs. That's right. So, we are going to go with a general, career, love, and healing. One card for each, okay, for each month for the remaining quarterly for the signs. And then we're going to do kind of like an overall energy as well. So let's get into this for everybody. Please remember that this reading obviously is for entertainment purposes only. It may or may not resonate. Take what resonates, leave the rest for another person to claim as always. Please consider looking at your sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, rising, Venus, whatever other placements that may be relevant to the situation that you are looking for answers for, okay? So, cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Okay. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse my energy and my space, please. Cleanse my energy and my space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Okay, so let's get into this, all right? All right, cards, energy, space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse my energy, my space. All right, cleanse my energy and my space. Spirit guide, guardian angels, ancestors. I ask for you to join me in this reading for an all signs quarterly. So it will go one card general, one card career, one card love, and one card healing. And then it will go October, November, December, and then we'll do kind of like a 3 overall. All right. So starting with Aries, what does Aries need to know for October? 4 cards, November, 4 cards, December, 4 cards, and then the 3 overall seeking energy. Okay. So October, okay. November, December, and then the 3 overall, okay? So Aries, what do we have for you for your quarterly reading? Aries, for October, you have the Ace of Cups for your general message. So a little bit of love, okay? Seeking love or self-love, kind of needing to start over in love and kind of starting to rework on self, okay? For career, you have the Temperance in reverse. So you have a little bit of lack of patience, okay? Some of you may be seeking a new career or trying to figure out what kind of career you're looking for. All right. Love, you have the Death and Rebirth card. That's also, by the way, this is Sagittarius energy and this is Scorpio energy, okay? So if you have any specific placements that may relate to this, that may be beneficial for you, okay? Anyways, Death and rebirth. So I do see kind of a death in relationship, not necessarily like a literal death, but kind of like a death of who you once were or who they once were, and a rebirth in a connection. Some of you may be in a connection with somebody and taking some pause. Some of you may be walking away from a connection and looking elsewhere. It just depends on who you are and how this relates. Finally, you have healing, and that is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So I see a feminine energy standing on their own, needing to stand on their own to kind of heal. I also see some of you may be needing to find your feminine energy again because you may have broken that part of you, okay? November, you have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So your general message is the Seven of Cups. A little bit of refusal of letting go of a little bit of emotional distress, and that's okay. Some of you dealt with a little bit of a situational before this, maybe the end of last quarter. So it's kind of leading into this quarter, okay? Career, you have the Queen of Cups in reverse in November. So this is saying some of you definitely aren't looking at a career opportunity right now. You don't know what brings you that kind of passion or love. You don't know what you want to do. That's okay. Okay. Love, you have the Page of Pentacles. So looking at rebuilding stability slowly. Okay. Then you have healing, the Four of Wands. So I do see a lot of independent energy for you. Okay. December, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Oh my goodness, Aries. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles in reverse is saying your general message is not quite there on a renew. Okay, when we hit the 10 in numerology, it's like starting anew at the 1. Okay, so I see this more of focusing on that Nine of Pentacle energy, more or less, on your own stability and balance and foundations before you can kind of get here again. Okay, the Three of Swords in reverse for career, I see you leaving that kind of energy of like passion, emotional, mental conflict, and starting to really decide on what it is you want for yourself for career path. Okay. Love, you have the Six of Cups in reverse. So I do see you working on something in there, the good times and only focusing on the negative. Okay. And that is something you may need to look at in December. Okay. Then you have healing, the Nine of Cups in reverse. So this is kind of calling you out that you may kind of revert back a little bit into old ways and tendencies because of some kind of fear or a little bit of reluctance. I see some of you may need therapy to help you avoid that. Okay. So your overall energy for the rest of the year is the Six of Wands. So needing to kind of stand on your own and be independent and learn independence, and really that is going to challenge you. Okay. The World, I definitely see something for you, Aries, that means a lot to you and you want to see change. Okay. Ooh, you got the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so that is also Gemini energy. So I do see some of you may have a disconnect with a Gemini, okay? Or some of you may be feeling a little bit of lack of love from a Gemini. Now, I don't see them necessarily as being cold. I also see some of you need to learn to stand on your own independence to get the world with somebody. Might not be a Gemini, but definitely that Lovers kind of energy. Somebody needs you to stand on your own, okay? I don't necessarily see this as a negative. This also could be a little bit of lack of self-love and needing to learn how to love yourself again, okay? So I am calling you out there, Aries. All right. Next, we have Taurus. So what is it for Taurus, please? Just like Aries, one card for each. Da-da-da-da-da. Taurus, please. What is it for Taurus? What do we need to know? Okay, so Taurus. Taurus, that's October, November, December, and then your overall energy. Okay, Taurus, let's get into this for you. Okay, so Taurus, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? The Ace of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords, and then you have the Nine of Cups in reverse, okay? So Taurus, let's get into this conversation here. So you have the Knight of Wands in reverse in your general message. So a little bit of lack of independent energy. Career, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So definitely a lack of passion in what you're doing. Love, you have the Four of Swords. So I see a little bit of introspection and inner communication on where you want to go if you want any kind of connection. Okay. And then finally for healing, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So I see a little bit of reluctancy to heal some type of emotional distress that you may be dealing with. Okay. November, you have the Three of Cups in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Lovers, and then you have the Nine of Cups. So Taurus, Some of you may be feeling a little bit of general message, a little bit of lack of community around you. For work, you got the High Priestess in reverse, so something may not be bringing that kind of higher knowing. Some of you know that you are not in the career path that you technically should be, okay? I'm just going to shoot the shit and say it how it is. Love, you have the Lovers, so that could be very much Gemini energy, or you could just be kind of finding a connection, okay? That somebody is connecting with you. The Nine of Cups for your healing message is to heal emotional traumas that may affect connections around you or self. Also, patterns of reactions to emotions, okay? December, you have the Four of Cups in reverse, the Five of Wands, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. So, Taurus, for December, your general message is releasing what doesn't work for you, okay? Your career is Five of Wands, building something passionate. Doesn't mean leave your day job. It just means work on something that's passionate to you. Okay, maybe some of you need a hobby. That might be something also, okay? Love, Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you may feel a little bit of lack of balance in the connection with somebody or even with yourself. And finally, your healing message is the Emperor in reverse. So I'm going to call you out right now. I do see some of you being a little bit of manipulation, and I don't like it. So I'm calling you out on it, okay? That's what I'm seeing. Your overall energy, though, Taurus, isn't horrible. You've got the Queen of Wands, okay? So definitely some kind of loving type of connection or finding that love within yourself. Three of Swords, heartbreak, or you just may be stressed out. You may have too much be going on for you, okay? The Six of Wands in reverse is you might be taking a step back a little bit for some introspection into self, okay? To see what it is you really want in your life. Some of you may be having a midlife crisis, okay? Geminis, what do we have for our Gemini friends, please? What do we have for Geminis, please? What is the messages for the last quarter here for Gemini? Okay. November, December, 3 overall. Okay, Gemini. Gemini. Okay, Geminis, you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I do like this because it's not reading across as one reading. Otherwise, I'd be like, yo, man, are you okay? And the answer probably is no. No, we are not okay. Geminis are not doing okay. But we are doing okay at the same time. That's the duality, multiality, whatever the heck you-ality you want to call it of a Gemini, okay? So, Gemini, you have general message, the Seven of Pentacles, seeing growth in the seeds you planted, okay? Career, Nine of Pentacles, definitely working on that stability. What I like is that is going from your general message into your career message. So I do see growth and potential. All right. Next, for love, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So some of you may be feeling a little bit of manipulation kind of energy, or not quite seeing everything clearly, but seeking truth, if that makes sense, okay? Eight of Pentacles for your healing is definitely a working on stability, will bring you some kind of healing, okay? November, you have the Hangman, the Six of Swords, the Empress in reverse, and the Justice card, okay, in reverse. So, Geminis, for November, for your general, the Hangman. I see a little bit of introspection. I also see some Virgo energy here, okay? I just heard Mercury retrograde, so I don't know when that is, but I just heard it. So that is a warning. Six of Swords in career. You are always willing or need to be willing to take new paths and ideas to make your career that you desire work for you, okay? Love, you have the Empress in reverse, so you may be feeling more in your Queen energy than your Empress energy. Maybe there's a little bit of issues in a connection, or this is kind of telling me that I don't want to be that right now for somebody. I need to work on other things. So I see you kind of dropping down into that Queen energy and rebuilding those queens to rebuild that Empress up, okay? With the justice in reverse for your healing, I do see a little bit of lack of justice in a situation or feeling a little bit imbalanced, okay? And trying to find balance on everything around you and how you're healing, okay? December, you have the wheel in reverse, the two of cups in reverse, the moon in reverse, and then you have the sun. I do like this, so we'll get to that. Okay, so the wheel in reverse for your general, you may feel a little bit of pause or stagnant energy. You may not be seeing the growth in something that you want to see, okay? The two of cups in reverse is a little bit of lack of passion or frustration, or maybe you're just a little bit emotional when it comes to your career section, but that's okay. That's like a kind of a Gemini thing. I see you bouncing back, okay? Love, you have the moon in reverse, so I do see you leaving that kind of introspection. That's also like Cancerian energy, but I do see a little bit of Pisces energy too. Moon and Mars, if that makes sense to you, that may be helping you reel that back in, okay? Sorry, Moon and Mars. Cancer, Pisces, maybe Scorpio and Mars. I see you reeling it back a little bit, okay? Finally, the healing, the sun. So I do see a lot of enlightenment and positive energy and moving forward with that, okay? So that is beautiful there. However, what is your overall? Three of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, Geminis, you have the Three of Wands, seeking new directions and passionate energies, or whatever that means to you, what's relevant. Page of Wands in reverse is a little bit of lack of independence, but I do see you're kind of leaning on ideas and like pathways and trying to see what's going to work for you. Okay. I see you. I just been shown a map. So some of you may be trying to map out something. Okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse is a little bit of lack of stability. You're not going to be where you want to be in stability, even in financials, but I do see a lot of you working on correcting your errors of your ways. All right. Cancer. Cancer, what do we have for the Cancers? Okay, for the quarterly, right? What do we have for the Cancers, please? For the quarterly, what do we have for the Cancers? October, November, December, 3 overall. All right, Cancer. Ooh, Cancer. We got some interesting energy for you. Okay, Cancers, October, you have the Strength in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so Cancers, this Strength card in reverse for your general message is needing to have strength in situations around you. Okay, sometimes you just gotta let it go, let it flow so you can go, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Next, you have career, Five of Cups in reverse. So I do see you getting out of this kind of like emotional stagnant energy and really working towards something in career. Okay. Seven of Pentacles in reverse in love. It's not like you don't have any growth in a connection. I just see you kind of a little bit stagnant right now. Okay. Two of Cups in your healing energy. I do see some kind of connection. So it's kind of funny because I do see this as a connection with somebody else. Like it could be a love interest, but I do see it as like you've been together for a really long time. Okay. But I do see some kind of reconnection energy in October. Okay. That makes sense. November, you have the Six of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Swords, and the Moon. You have your own energy and healing. That's interesting. Let's talk about it in a second here. Okay. General message, Six of Swords in reverse. I see mentally you feel like you have no real direction on where to go. Career, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So stagnancy in career. You have the Nine of Swords in love. So some of you may be feeling a little bit attacked, but you're not being attacked. I see it as a miscommunication error, okay? With the healing, I do see some kind of introspection. You're really honing in on some kind of introspection. And I see it happening more or less towards the end of the month once you hit Scorpio energy, okay? Some of you also may be super emotional. sorry, that was November. So it would be Scorpio energy going into Sagittarius. So I do see some of you might be a little bit emotional in November. Okay. Next, we have December. So you have the Empress, the Queen of Swords, the Sun in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Okay. So the Empress is saying that it is building to some kind of beautiful thing that you're creating. Okay. The Queen of Swords in career is seeing the truth of everything around you and understanding where you need to go. Okay. The Sun in reverse in love. You may be having a little bit of complications, but some of you are seeing a little bit of lack of self-love here. Okay. You will be loved. I don't know, can't remember the lyrics, but I am just hearing you will be loved in some kind of song, and I can't remember who it is. Seven of Wands for healing. I see you at peace, finding inner peace and healing and celebration. Okay. Your overall energy, Cancer, is the Tower. So needing to let something fall so you can rebuild onto something new. Two of Wands is a new direction. And the Four of Pentacles in reverse is holding back a little bit of stability or funds or something so that you can see growth in something that it is you want to do. Okay. Just letting you know that. That's okay. Sometimes you got to be a little bit selfish, Cancer. Just sometimes, because I do see something really great for you. Okay. Leo, what do we have for our Leo friends, please? What do we have for our Leo friends? Okay. Leo. October. November, okay, and December, and then the overalls for Leos. Okay, Leo, we have the Emperor, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the High Priestess in reverse. So Emperor, the Emperor in the general is telling me that you're standing in this very powerful energy. The Nine of Cups in reverse is there's something that is emotionally bothering you in career. The Five of Wands in love is there's an opportunity to build on passion. And the High Priestess in reverse is saying that you are not spiritually aligned in your healing and there's something you need to look at yourself for, okay? Next, you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Four of Cups, the Three of Cups, and finally you have the Knight of Wands, okay? So the Knight of Swords in reverse is slow moving energy for your general. The Four of Cups is needing to, you're not quite seeing something clearly in career that is emotionally causing you distress. The Three of Cups is finding community and love. So you may not necessarily be in a love connection, but you may be connecting with community. You may be doing like, not therapy. Well, you might be doing group therapy or something, but I see some of you may be doing like volunteering or something, okay, for November, maybe October, but it could be November, December, whatever. I kind of see that energy for some of you. And then the Knight of Wands for healing is I do see kind of like this, I'm Miss Independent or Mr. Independent, and I can do this. I don't need really anybody, and I'm finding passion in my abilities or disabilities again, okay? So finally, December, you have the Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups in reverse, the Five of Swords, and the Three of Swords in reverse. So Ace of Wands, finding new generals, kind of like finding new passions that just like give you hope, starting something new, okay? Page of Cups in reverse is still a little bit emotionally imbalanced about career here. A little bit struggling bus, to be honest, for some of you. Five of Swords is a little bit of mental conflict in love, all right? And the Three of Swords in reverse is healing broken hearts, healing past traumas, healing what just doesn't work for you anymore, okay? Let it go, let it flow, release it. Oh, all right. Finally, your overall is the Three of Pentacles. So I do see you building on foundations, the Judgment in reverse, releasing judgments, especially harsh judgments of yourself, and misunderstandings of yourself. A lot of you are more powerful than you know. Okay. And then the King of Pentacles, I do see a lot of you finding some kind of stability in your own strength. Okay. Virgo. What do we have for Virgo, please? What do we have for Virgo, please? What do we have for Virgo, please? What do we have for Virgo? Virgo. All right, Virgos. November and December. And then we have the 3 cards. Okay, so Virgos, we have the Fool card in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. No real new beginnings. I think you're good where you are. That's kind of your general message. Queen of Wands, a little bit of independent, fiery, passionate, I can do this energy for career. King of Swords, seeking truth in situations and love. And the Ace of Pentacles, I see some of you actually just starting therapy, Virgos. That's what I see for some of you. Finding that foundation to start some kind of therapy or your path to healing. That is beautiful, Virgos. Love that for you, okay? 8 of Cups in reverse, the King of Pentacles, this is for November, the Chariot in reverse, and the Star card in reverse. So Virgos, what I have for you here is the 8 of Cups. So not really walking away from anything, whatever that generally makes sense to you, okay? King of Pentacles in reverse for business, career, entrepreneurship. You're not really going anywhere right now. You're kind of stuck at that like Queen energy. So you're almost there, but you're not quite there, if that makes sense, okay? Or you want to be there, but you don't know how to get there. For some of you, not all of you. And the Chariot in reverse for love. So that is saying like nobody's really going anywhere. A little bit of stagnant energy, but don't like freak out. Finally, for healing, you have the Star in reverse. So I do see a little bit of kind of like backtracking energy, kind of falling back into old ways. But I do see it possible for you to get past that. I hear keep moving forward or just keep swimming. Okay. December, you have the 2 of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands in reverse. So Virgo. Virgo. Okay. December, you have the 2 of Swords in reverse for your general. So this is like a, would you stop? Would you just shut up for a minute? Would you just stop, please? Like some of you, if you got a moon sign in Virgo or something like that, you need to like just tell yourself to shut up and just stop and take a pause, okay? Before you fuck yourself over, okay? That's kind of what I'm seeing. Not to be like so aggressive, but like I just see a stop sign. Like just stop. Just stop. Don't do it. Don't go down that road. Like you were going to F it up if you go down that road, okay? So this is your warning if you are a Virgo, especially a Virgo moon, rising, Venus, whatever the fuck it may relate to you, okay? Next, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse for career. Once again, not quite there on what you want to do or passionate, or you're just maybe emotionally drained on that career thought, okay? 3 of Swords in love. This does not mean a complete heartbreak situation. Some of you, Virgo, could be dealing with healing your heart, which could benefit your connection. It does not mean necessarily that you will have a heartbreak. You may have a little bit of third-party interference that may mingle with the connection, but it doesn't necessarily mean full heartbreak. That is also like a shut the fuck up so you don't cause this. That's also a warning, okay? Then you have the Knight of Wands in reverse for healing. So once again, some of you are going to really struggle in December between going back and forth. Some of you may be in recovery. Congratulations if you are. I am rooting for you as everybody else. The whole point of recovery is to get better and really attack that internal conflict you have with yourself. And really, there's a lot of healing with that, okay? So I do see a stop and go with that, all right? Finally, Virgos, you have the 5 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Cups in reverse, and the 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I see this for you is not needing to be so harsh on yourself. The 2 of Cups in reverse is you may not quite be where you want to be in a connection or in your own internal connection with your divine masculine and divine feminine. And I find it so funny because I normally don't talk about that kind of stuff on this channel, but here we are. And then the 2 of Wands in reverse. So no real clear direction on where you want to go. However, it will change with some time. That's in the current energy for the quarterly. I'm being shown a calendar for next year and flipping. and I just saw January, so I do see a positive type of change for you in January, okay? Libras. Hi, Libras. Hi, besties. Sorry. Libras, what do we have for Libras for the rest of the quarterly? Libras, please. What do we have for Libras? Libra, Libra, Libra. Happy birthday, Libras, by the way. Happy birthday, bestie. You know, I've only said it to you like 100 times today, but happy birthday. Love you. Okay, let's get into this. And then the overall. Okay. So, Libras, what do we have for you? We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. I like that. You have the King of Cups in reverse. You have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And then the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, a lot of reversals, but that's not necessarily negative. Okay. So, the Eight of Swords in reverse for your general message is understanding that you are the only person blocking you from success. Okay. Or like mentally breaking yourself down. Okay. This is like an understanding or a need to understand, or you're going to understand. Okay. King of Cups in reverse is for career. A lot of you don't really have anywhere to go with career right now. That's okay. Okay. Some of you aren't even thinking about that, to be honest, and that's fine. All right. Love, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you may feel a little bit, or your partner may feel a little bit of unequal give and take. This is not for everybody, okay? Some of you may have a partner that wants to give you all that stability.